It's really an honor for us that we are with the world well-known, renowned poultry extension engineer and the researchers. That it's our very good luck that we will got more information from you. That it's our very good time to with you. So our more participants also are joining us one by one, and but we I am IMRAN QAYYUM from HICO-Poultry Houses consultant from Pakistan, and you, my participant, also known very well that Mr. Michael, uh, University of Georgia, and we already watched and read the different uh, papers of Mr. Michael, and also in multimedia, we got more pictures, more formations, more research, more our answers we got from Michael. And that's why me and my students and all our veterinarians asked me that please give some time to Mr. Michael for some question. So, Mr. Michael, I welcome to Pakistan with HICO and with my students. Also, we are recording this, and also it will be shipped on our HICO Poultry channel, and a lot of people will get beneficial when they will watch this video. So, the first, please let us know about you and your achievement, your accomplishments, and because you are our open discussion, and there are a lot of questions I received a lot of questions from my students, and before I share with you, but there's a more question with us nowadays. But first, sir, please, you let us know about your achievement, accomplishments, and how long time you are working, and what is the latest research things. Please, first you share. After that, we will be start the question answer session, sir.
Okay. Well, it's my pleasure to be with all you all today. I'm work for the University of Georgia. I've got my bachelor's and my master's in agricultural engineering. I've been working for the university since 1985, so I'm going on 30 some odd years, a long time working for the university. Um, I am an extension specialist, which basically means my job is not to teach the students here at the university, but to teach farmers and to work with poultry companies and poultry equipment manufacturers and educating them on all aspects of poultry house, environmental control, and management. So again, most when it comes to environmental control, energy uses, just general management, those are the type of work, the areas that I work in. Um, most of our research is not done in the laboratory. Most of our research is done on local poultry farms. Georgia has probably 12,000 broiler houses, and we have thousands within probably an hour's drive of Athens. So we have a lot of access to new farms, older farms, where we can do field trials on different aspects of, again, poultry house environmental control and energy conservation. Um, Probably the most innovative thing we're doing right now, our most current interesting research, at least I think it is, though we're doing research in many areas, is using RFID radio frequency temperature loggers or temperature transmitters to measure birds' body temperature. So basically, we implant these little temperature recorders, or use the temperature sensors under the skin of the birds. And when they're in a pen, we can get a continuously monitoring of their temperature. So we can study their temperature. We're going to put in some birds into an actual poultry house within a pen, and therefore we can monitor the bird's response to what's happening in the house. So We can try different management practices within the house, different air speeds, and be able to get the birds instantaneous reaction to those changes. Because that's what we believe the future will be, is that a poultry house controller will determine the correct temperature and wind speed and humidity in part based on their body temperatures. So again, we're doing work on that, variable speed fans and tunnel ventilation and plastic pads and all sorts of things that the industry wants information about. You're muted.
So thank you very much. And now let's start. My most students and our fellows are joining step by step. And I got the questions, and my participant, if you have any questions, please share on the chat section. And also, we will also, if we have a time, then we will give you time for the one-on-one question, but it's most probably that we have a lot of questions. You please share your questions. So first, I am also working, I am also an electrical engineer, basically. And but I am working with the doctor of ventilation groups. A lot of veterinarians and a lot of engineers are working with me, and we worked more than 100 poultry farms. We erect the broiler farm, the breeder farms, not automation, also in erection, in civil constructions also, and more than 50 layer cages farms I developed, and more than the biggest one is the 130,000 layer cages house, and I worked with the Big Dutchman, Solomon Valley, and a lot of cages and a lot of Big Dutchman, and also with Scope also. And also I learned to be straightforward. I say that I learned by the Scope and Big Dutchman because they have a lot of R&D sections. And also I visited the Germany, the Big Dutchman office, and also I visited Denmark, Copenhagen, also met with some experienced guys, and I visited the farms personally, the layer farms, the broiler farms, a lot of things. And also, I am it's honor for Pakistan that we developed a lot of most automated farms in Pakistan. Yes, layer farms, broiler farms, breeder farms. That yes, we have a most modern, fully automated automation farms in Pakistan's, and very neat and clean, and also with a huge production and maximize productivity. We got it. We got very good best results, and there are a lot of very heavy experienced peoples with us working in veterinary, especially doctors, veterinary doctors. And also I got questions from Dr. Ibrar. Also, he's also working with us. He's a broiler consultant. And Mr. Mehdi is also, maybe you know, he's from Iran. He's an extension engineer, Mr. Mehdi Bilgare. And a lot of people are working, and also we share our experience. The most thing is that we promote the poultry education all over the world. This is our main motto and our agenda. And we will because in Pakistan there are a lot of videos are English available, but also I generate more than 200 videos in our Urdu language also, especially on the ventilation, and each and every topic of the ventilation we already uploaded, and also one by one when we got the question we will make the videos. So the first question is from Mehdi Bilgare. I start with the Mehdi Bilgare because now he is on the air, he is traveling. For last 1 hour he is with me, he is connected with me. In broiler, in minimum ventilation, which item are important for air inlet placement? This is the first question, sir.
Ideally for minimum ventilation, especially we're talking cold weather ventilation, we'd ideally like the inlet as high in the sidewall as possible to get the cold air away from the bird as much as possible. We'd also like to have it a smooth ceiling so the air has the ability to make it out from the sidewall as far as possible. So the combination of having an inlet at the top of the sidewall next to a very smooth ceiling where the air comes in and can just shoot right along the ceiling is the ideal design. When a house has different purlings in it, it makes it very difficult, regardless of the inlet location, of getting air all the way out to the middle of the house. So we can get that maximum heating and that maximum drying of that incoming air. You muted yourself again. Nope, can't hear you.
Sorry. The
There.
second question is also from Mehdi Bulgare. What are advantages and disadvantages of fan placement?
In terms of what in specific?
As below, just a minute. Double tunnel, some fans located in back and some fans located in front of shed, and sidewall ventilation, and the third one is the tunnel ventilation fan located in front only.
From a summertime cooling standpoint, especially for broiler houses, the preferred method is the fans on one end and the pads on the other, because that gives you the maximum amount of airspeed with the most minimal number of fans. If you do a double tunnel where you have fans on each end and the pads in the middle, or the fans in the middle and the pads in the end, it takes twice the amount of fan capacity to produce the same air velocity. So the only time I will use a double tunnel is for a commercial layer house that has hundreds of thousands of birds. For a high density layer house, after about 80 or 90 meters, I usually will do a double tunnel, but they usually have lots of fans because they have lots of birds. So again, for broiler houses, it's most efficient. It's the best to put all your tunnel fans on one end. Breeder houses would be the same. For commercial layers, the same thing holds true, unless the house has to be 120 150 meters long and you have hundreds of thousands of birds. For minimum ventilation, it doesn't terribly matter what fans you use. I don't think they have to be in this sidewall. They don't have to be in a chimney. It's more flexible. What's most important for minimum ventilation is to get the inlets, get a nice tight house, get the right number of inlets, get them installed in the right position, and to have a smooth ceiling makes far more of an impact than exactly where the minimum ventilation fans are located.
So it means that you recommend the double tunnel only for the big layer house. They have a lot of birds in that house. That's why you recommend. Otherwise, in Pakistan also we are using a single tunnel, and that we achieve the very good results. Also,
Right.
economically, also it's very expensive that if we use the double tunnels.
Exactly.
But in your experience, in America, in USA, and other European countries, is there double tunnel ventilation and that is effective or not, comparative to the single tunnel house?
The primary use of a double tunnel house, where again, double tunnel being the fans on both end walls and the pads in the middle, or the fans in the middle and the pads on the end walls, would be in our houses that maybe are 150 meters in length that are for commercial layers. And those houses, they would often have 200,000 birds. So when you have multiple rows, hundreds of thousands of birds, and your house is over 80 meters long, those, and they say it's 120, 150 meters, those tend to be double tunnels. But probably of the modern housing, probably 80, 90% of almost all housing is single directional tunnel. A double tunnel house is fairly rare.
Also, I got a question from a participant that what is the concept of double tunnel?
Right. So, I mean, really quick, a double tunnel house. Let's see my picture. That's a double tunnel.
Just a minute, sir. Just
Can you hear me?
yes,
Sorry.
yes, please.
Okay. So again, double tunnels, two directional tunnel. Conventional tunnels, one directional.
I think my participant is satisfied that this is very basics, but if they
Right.
have any questions, then no problem.
That's
you have any
basic questions are good.
Yes, that's very good. So thank you very much for that brief answers.